All right. Hello, everyone. Hello. This is Shaniece and Wise right back at you, known as the Unstoppable One. And I'm so excited today because it's my turn. It is totally my turn. I am getting interviewed. Yay, me. Normally, I'm the one that is doing the interviewing, I'm the one that's on the opposite side. But today, I am the one that's going to be answering questions. I'm going to share with you a little bit about who I am as a person as well as who I am as a business coach. And I selected a great girl development coach, business coach, and she is doing amazing in Mary Kay. And we've known each other for a very long time. We've known each other for a long time. So she knows me. She knows a lot about me. And, she definitely supports me in everything that I do. So her name is Laura D. Dias. Yay! So, I just challenge you to take the time to listen. Please share this, share it, and then stay to the end because I do have a special gift that I want to be able to give you in regards to you just staying here and listening and joining us. So, furthermore, I'm going to send it over to you, Miss Laura.
Hello, everybody. And great morning to you, or great afternoon now to you, Shanice. I'm so excited that it's your turn. It is your turn. So many people want to know more about you, know how you got your beginning. And having been here with you for, I think we've known each other now for probably over 10, 11, 12 years. I know for sure it's over 10 years. And then
It's
y'all,
a
we stop counting because then y'all try to figure out how old we are. And we're not telling. So,
Laura, I think it's been longer than 10 years.
yeah, I think so. So let's see. This is 2019. When did your father pass away?
It's been at least so 18, about 12. I think it's been about 12. Yeah.
Well, time flies when you're having fun.
I know.
And you have watched, I have truly watched the transformation. And so
Mm.
I love the words that you choose. And I know you're very purposeful with the words that you choose. So we're going to start off. I'm just going to jump right in because I really want people to know exactly who you are, what you're doing right now, and what key messages that you want to leave with them for the day. So
Sounds
let me
good.
start with my first question for you, Shanice.
Laura, is your volume all the way up? Because I want to make sure everybody can hear you.
Okay, turning it up some more. Is that better?
Oh, that's perfect. Yep, you were kind of far away.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna jump right in, and I want people to really understand who it is that they see in front of them out here on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Who's that Shanice Wise? Who is that Shanice Spencer? So, Shanice, if you were to sum up for yourself how you describe yourself and what you want people to know about you, what would you say to that question? How you want them to know you and how you want people to describe you?
So let me, being interviewed is totally opposite than interviewing someone else. I would say one thing, I am very compassionate and I'm very loving. When I love hard. Um, I am a very loyal person. I'm very loyal. I'm grateful. I appreciate everything from the smallest to the largest thing. I love God. Oh my gosh, I love God and I love my family. I am a very family oriented person. I love my family. I love my friends and I consider my friends my family. And I'm very big on relationships.
Mhm.
I absolutely love relationships. Like when you get into a relationship with me, it's like a marriage. We are committed to each other. And I am the type of person, if you need me at 5 a.m., I'm jumping out the bed. If you need me to drive to Cleveland, Ohio to see Miss Laura, I'm coming. So I'm a very committed, devoted, and loyal friend. I'm a mother
Mhm.
of my 10-year-old Brandon Charles, who is anointed, and I believe God has favored him to do some amazing things as he continues to grow. Um, I'm a caretaker. I'm a caretaker. I take care of my grandparents. My grandparents have been married for 68 years,
Mm.
and my grandmother has Alzheimer's. And it's a family thing. So we take care of her all together. So it's not an individual thing; it's a family thing. So I'm a caretaker. I'm a wife.
Mhm.
The Lord has blessed me on my second marriage to find the man of my dreams. I know the Bible says that, he who finds a good wife, but I have to say that I have found an amazing man as well. Um, and of course, I'm a business coach. I'm a business coach, and I love my clients. I give them my all because I tell them when they win, I win, and when we both win, God wins.
Absolutely.
So when they come into a relationship with me, I'm totally committed to them and I'm focused. But I'm very compassionate. I'm very knowledgeable in what I do. Um, the areas I'm not knowledgeable in, I don't try to act like I am.
Mhm.
That's why I've developed a team of people around me.
Absolutely.
And I love life. I love what I do. I wake up every morning and I'm just so grateful that the Lord has allowed me to build a coaching firm and allowed me to use my gifts of teaching and identifying gifts and working with business owners. Like I truly love what I do. So I'm all that. I'm a
And
daughter, I'm a cousin, I'm a best friend. I'm all that. I'm a speaker, I'm an author, podcaster, blogger, all that.
y'all
That's
hear all of that? Are you all hearing all of that? All of that. So, this is one of the things that I love to do. I love to unpack. I love to help people unpack and unpack their purpose. And one thing that I know that you are living in your purpose. You
mm,
are leaving a legacy in your purpose, and you're using all the gifts that God has anointed you with. So, I'm going to take people back to when we first met. So, you all, Shanice said that we met each other through Mary Kay, and we did, and we became fast friends. And what you see truly is what you get. And I can remember when I first met her, I didn't know very much about her, but I met her at an event. And she always finds a way to pour in to an audience. And so the guest speaker, the person who brought the guest speaker in, said, "Hey," she came to the two of us. I don't even know how she came to us. I guess she felt something there. And she said, "Hey, do either one of you want to introduce a guest speaker?" And I was like, "You can't let us introduce a guest speaker. You have to. She came for you." And Shanice was like, "I'll do it." I was like, I didn't even know her, right? I said, "No, you can't do it. She needs to do it." She was like, "Listen, what you want me to do? When you want me to do it?" So she's always willing to jump right on in there. She introduced the guest speaker, opened it up in amazement. And ever since I have known her, she has always stepped in wherever it is needed, whether she knows you or whether she does not know you. What I did not know about Shanice, but fast learned after, is when we first met and we decided that we were going to develop a friendship. Shanice had recently lost her dad. And I was like, wow, this woman is on fire doing everything that God has called her to do in her life, in her business, in her relationships. And she just lost her dad. And she started telling the story about taking her team to what's known as one of our biggest conferences shortly after her dad died. And I would say for me, that's when I learned the term about her, unstoppable.
mm,
Unstoppable. So that word describes you perfectly, Shanice. Perfectly.
amen.
So why don't you give the listening audience your version of what happened at that time and what made you decide to honor your dad by taking your team to something you had promised them?
Well, some of you don't know. I used to be in Mary Kay. I was a top sales director at Mary Kay for many years, 14 years. And absolutely loved my journey. I was very successful, um, reached amazing platforms, earned 7 free cars. 4 of them were pink Cadillacs. Me and my unit had about over 250 to 300 consultants at my peak. And we did a 500,000 in retail sales. And just, I have been featured in some of Mary Kay's literature, graced the national stage. I mean, amazing. I love Mary Kay. I love the company. And Laura is referring to a time when I was still in Mary Kay. I'm no longer in Mary Kay, but I'll always be grateful to the company. It was like earning a PhD in building a business. And she is talking about 12 years ago. So Laura, we've known each other for 12 years, because this year my dad will be gone for 12 years.
Wow.
He My dad, I remember it so vividly. We rushed him. My mother called me. I was in my house and she called me and she said, something is not right with your dad. And my dad wasn't a sickly person. He had just had eye surgery, but he wasn't a sickly person where we thought he was going to die. So I rushed over to my mother's house and he was laying on the bed. It was just so weird. And he was reaching up, and I smelt my grandmother's perfume. And this is nobody but the Lord. I smelt my grandmother's perfume. I don't know, for some of you old folks that are listening, some of y'all old people who used to wear some of the old perfumes. And I'm including myself in this category as well, because this perfume, my grandmother used to wear it. It was called Red. Okay. It was called Red. Some of my seasoned people, I don't want to use old because we ain't old, seasoned.
That's right.
And I smelt her perfume come into the room, but I never tied anything together. And my dad was reaching up. It was like he was in a different state. It was just really, really weird. So we hurried up and we rushed him over to one of the main hospitals here in Columbus, Ohio, which is called Riverside. And Riverside, actually, we rushed him to his doctor's office, which was next door to Riverside. And at his doctor's office, his blood pressure had dropped down to below 80, which was not good for him. So they decided to rush him next door to Riverside. Well, within 2 hours, my father had passed away and his heart had started to turn. And it was devastating. Y'all want to see some folks turning up and tearing up the waiting area? I mean, that was my family. It was horrific because I was a daddy's girl, and my dad was everything to me. So, and it's so crazy that I can even talk about this story and not shed a tear.
I
And
love
I
that.
thank God that I've evolved. So that was in July. And as a sales director in Mary Kay at that time, we had the following week seminar, which was the biggest event in Mary Kay. And I had 17 women going with me. Two of them had just become sales directors. One was getting ready to become a sales director, which is one of the highest platforms in Mary Kay Cosmetics. And I was in the midst of planning a funeral. So one side of my brain was like, I want to stay home. I'm gonna just tell everybody to go. Laura was going, other people were going. I knew that they would take care of my people. But the other side of my brain was like, Shaniece, what would your dad want you to do in this moment? You made a commitment to them. And if it's the thing that you know about me, the people who are in my life, if I'm committed to you, if I say that I'm going to do something, then I am going to work my darndest to do it. 17 women who had invested in airplane tickets, who took time off from their jobs, who, brought registration tickets, who had been saving up, who was, getting ready to grace the stage and receive their own awards. They were depending on me to go. And so we buried my father on Saturday. And on that Wednesday, me and my mother, because my mother travels with me, she was actually a consultant at that time. And for those of you who know now, as a business coach, she travels with me as well, does my tables, all that type of stuff. Either her or my aunt. Well, my aunt, me and my mom got on a plane to go out of town. And my aunt flew in as well.
Yeah.
The three of us were devastated. I don't even know how to explain the feeling it was like a pit that wouldn't close inside of me. But I knew that I made the commitment and my father would want me to go. So that ended up being me going, attending that conference, those women Ended up, that's the year we did 350,000 in retail sales. The following year, after returning home, we did a half million.
Mm.
And that was our best year ever in Mary Kay. So when and I really forgot about that. Gosh, God is good to evolve. But that is when my journey began. Well, I mean, even when I was young, there were some different things that I would do where I was committed and focused. But for Laura and her story and knowing me, as the word unstoppable evolved, and I really believe, Laura, that's when I really started using that word unstoppable.
Yeah.
That's when the Lord manifested it.
Mhm.
And so that's the story that Laura is talking about, me losing my father and getting to where I am. And I think about many areas of being unstoppable. When I stepped down from Mary Kay, when the Lord transitioned me, it was a very hard decision because I had friends in Mary Kay, including Laura. This was 14 years of my life, but God was leading me to a different direction, a new season. So I had to step down. I sent back my Cadillac. Everybody thought I was crazy. I gave up my directorship. I gave up my consultants in order to build my coaching firm where I was no longer limited to helping business owners inside of Mary Kay. I could help all business owners. So I can just think of so many different stories in my life, and apply the word unstoppable.
Absolutely. That word truly does describe you. And when you start saying, I gave up my Cadillac, I gave up my, you know what? I would say that you surrendered your gifting to God, just
Amen.
like you have helped others and so many others inside and absolutely outside of Mary Kay in your life, in your church, in your community, help them walk into their gifts. God was saying, I want you to surrender this gift to me and watch how I'm going to elevate it even beyond. And it takes a really big person to say, I'm going to follow what God has for me, even
Hmm.
when people don't understand. So I say that's another reason why that your name Unstoppable truly is it. Something
Amen.
you said that I did not hear before in,
Lord, turn your volume up a little bit more. Turn it up to the highest that you can.
okay,
You're just
well,
saying some good stuff, and I want everybody to hear you.
is that better?
Yes.
Okay. One of the other things that I want you to share with people, so Unstoppable, but this is what I was getting ready to say. When you say, I hadn't heard this part of your description when you talked about your dad, and I often say that your pain can absolutely turn into your purpose. And
Mm.
so Unstoppable is something that came from that. You mentioned that when you went in the room and you saw your dad, he was reaching up.
Hmm.
Hmm. And that is what you do. That's where Unstoppable comes from. You are definitely his seed. You are definitely doing what he would be so honored to have you do and so proud to have you do. And something else came from all of that too. And I'm going to come back to um, the point there. But let me tell you this word that's now a now word for you now, for right now, transforming.
Mm. Transforming.
Transforming. Transforming. If you all follow Shanice and you see anything that she is promoting, one of the things that she's promoting right now is her conference that is at the end of this month, March 29th through the 31st. And the conference is called Transforming Your Profits. I would even say transforming into prosperity,
Mm. I love that.
right? Transforming into prosperity. We think that profits and prosperity is all about money, but I promise you it's about a mindset.
Hmm.
It is absolutely about a mindset. So, as you get ready for this conference, another big transformation. Um, I had the privilege of serving on a team with you last year when you rolled out the conference for the first time. Very excited to do that again this time. And when I tell you the conference is not just about transforming your profits, and when I tell you all the ways that Shanice just described herself, she leaves nothing on the table. You know, in basketball, they say leave it all on the court.
Hmm.
Well, she leaves it all in that room over those 3 days. And the women are transformed. Everyone's transformed. You might be a server in the lobby and you are transformed when you see all that anointing that comes out. So God has you in the center of your gifting and the fact that you've surrendered your will to Him. I want you to talk to the listening audience about your Transform Your Profits live event at the end of this month?
Well, what I've been noticing, and Laura, I know you and I have had this conversation. There's a lot of opportunity for aspiring entrepreneurs and new business owners, but there was nothing for the business owner that was already up and running,
Hmm.
has some employees, even if it's just one or if it's 50,
Hmm.
earning revenue, has a profit, may not be really big, but maybe seeing a profit, and they're trying to figure out what systems and strategies are next. This is what profit from your gifts is all about. I wanted to be able to bring this to the table, to the forefront, because there's so many business owners who are like, what's next? How do I reach my next level in business? What does my next level look like? What type of systems do I need to have in place in order to expand and earn six figures in profit, not revenue, but profit, excess cash on hand? What do I need to do? And I was having so many business owners come to me and say, well, Shaniece, I've been in business, but I don't have anyone to help me expand strategically and go to the next level. And for a long time, my title was personal and business development coach. And one of my clients came to me and she was like, "Oh, Shaniece, you're great for new business owners." And blah. And I literally, it checked me because that, even though I love working with new business owners, my specific audience were for those business owners in between that needed to expand strategically. And that's why I changed my name to business expansion coach and strategist, because there's so many business owners that are missing the in between, and they need someone like me to help implement higher level branding strategies, higher level marketing, selling, because there's a lot of business owners leaving money on the table, and even the transformation of their mindset. Because I believe every new level, there's a new level of faith, there's a new level of transformation, there's a new level of expectancy, and also abundance. So on Friday night, that Friday, we dive into mental transformation. And a lot of people are like, oh, I do a whole bunch of mental work. No, 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 not like this. When you position yourself to earn seven figures in revenue, when you position yourself to earn six figures in profit, you have to think differently from everybody else. So we do a lot of deep diving, we do a lot of shedding. We talk about networking, because I am, for a long time, there were all these networking events and I just hated it. And I hate using the word hate, but it was just like, how do you network the proper way? So I teach at the conference the best way to network, to connect to your ideal audience. So you're not just passing out business cards and you're collecting business cards and then you still leave empty handed. So Friday night, of course, we do a celebration. I have refreshments. There's also VIP training for those who register for a VIP, that starts at 4 o'clock. Then general registration starts at 7. And then on Saturday, we go all day talking about branding. We take brand assessments. We do branding strategies. We deal with what your website needs to look like if you're a high level business owner. We deal with marketing and what marketing needs to be connected to your brand in order for your ideal clients to come looking for you. And then we talk about speaking. So many business owners are getting into speaking and they're not generating revenue. So I teach how to make money from the stage, how to sell your products, what type of products you need to have, because it's progression. So we talk about your progression. And then on Sunday, this is the area that everybody waits for, your pricing and your packaging, selling strategies, because so many business owners leave money on the table. There's so much money left, and then they're wondering why they're just surviving and not thriving. There's no way I could do this 3-day event in one day, because I would limit the attendees. I would limit them. So if you're listening right now, please inbox me, even if you're afraid, because a lot of times we're afraid to invest, we're afraid to step out on faith. There's a special registration promotion going on this week. and there are spots available, please inbox me. I tell the people that I speak with, you don't want to be in the same place next year.
Right.
You don't want to be in the same place. You want to have evolved. And a lot of people will say, well, I listen to podcasts, I listen to webinars, and I create them. But they're not going to give you the hands on that you need. Webinars and podcasts are for the general public. So
Absolutely.
it is not on purpose for you. It doesn't have a narrow focus just for you and what you need. At transforming your profits, because I make it, it's small. It's not 100 people registering. It is very small because I'm, again, you heard me say earlier, I focus on relationships, and I focus on getting to know you, and I want to be able to help you individually. That is what this conference is about. So, I do this for business owners. My heart is for business owners. So I just really challenge you to register. So that is what transforming your profits is all about. Laura, you were there in October. What would you say?
Oh
Like
my
if
God.
you were to speak about it, how would you characterize it?
I would say it is a transformation, and it's a transformation 360 degrees. It is a spiritual transformation. And one thing that I know about you, Shanice, is that when they get you, they get the God inside of you.
Mm,
And not sometimes business owners take that in, and sometimes they don't take that in. But I can tell you that's your secret sauce, and that's a
mm,
differentiator. So y'all, that is her secret sauce.
the
And
secret
that's
sauce.
what makes the difference. When you surrender your business to God, to let Him guide, sometimes we think we know it all. And so for the people that are smart, and the people that like to be in control, not that I'm speaking of myself, but a lot of times as business owners, we we want to see it, we want to control it, we want to use all of our intellect. And it's a combination of all of that. And so I would say that the conference pulls all of that in. And that day one, I think if you would poll the people who were there, I would say that the day that impacted them the most and got them ready for the rest of the conference was Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Friday night it is a transformation. It is a shift. It's emotional, it's spiritual, it's a relinquishing of what you want and the way that you want to see it and the way you want to have it. And it's also a moment of vulnerability. And as a successful person and then a successful business owner, you have to be willing to be vulnerable. And we haven't been taught that. And you make it a safe space for people to be vulnerable and to say the things that are their fears and their concerns, because none of us know it all, you all. We all should have a coach. Both Shanice and I have a coach. The people in her program have a coach in her. So we all should have a coach for help to help us have the blind spots revealed, loved on, and then elevated. So that Friday night really just it sets the stage. And it's nothing about can I come Saturday morning? No, you want to come to every single day. And then the other differentiator for you, Shanice, is that everybody that's on your team supporting the conference have the same heart that you do. And that makes a huge difference to the atmosphere. And the atmosphere is set before anybody even walks in the room. And when the atmosphere is set, when you walk in the room, it's rich. It's rich
Mm,
for transformation. It's rich for enlightenment. It's rich for the thing that you have been called to yourself.
mm,
Every person at that conference, and whether they joined your program or not, they walked away different. I literally saw there were three people that I personally, God gave me a heart to go touch them. I literally saw their transformation the first day, and by Sunday, man, like everybody could have just run around the room. Everybody could have just run around the room. And Shanice, here's the other thing that I really want your listening audience to know is you over deliver.
mm,
You over deliver. For the price of the conference, I mean, it is a steal of a deal. And I'm not being a salesperson. I'm a from the heart kind of person. I'm a keep it real chick. And if I feel it, I'm going to say it. And if I don't feel it, I'm not going to say anything. So you over deliver. And there were times where I was like, Shanice, with the head to the side, like, mm-mm. But Shanice was like, God told me to move in that direction. I'm moving in that direction. And I'm going to pour in until I can't pour anymore. I see you standing on your feet and standing on your legs, and by the time the night is over, your legs are done.
Mm.
I tell you, you pour out from a place. And if no one has ever experienced that, if you are desiring a place to show up and belong, you heard Shanice describe her characteristics of herself: compassionate, loving. She loves heart, loyal, grateful. She loves God. She loves her friends and her family. Absolutely. We have a group, we call ourselves the Force of Four. And we do love hard. We love each other hard. We check each other. We check each other. We love each other. And so everything that you heard described is everything that you get in that conference. And not everybody has that, Shanice. So whatever they decide to do, if they decide to participate only in the conference or participate in looking at you in your podcast, in your Unstoppable community group, wherever, you are giving them everything they need. And there was one person in particular that she didn't join then, but she said you gave her enough to go operationalize. So for my business owners, I want you to hear this word. You gave her enough to go operationalize something that she had already been working on in a program with somebody else, and she had gotten more in that 3 days than she did from the program that was some months long in those 3 days. So you truly do over deliver.
You know, I'm
Absolutely.
so happy you said that because I was just thinking about that. So, if you're on the verge of thinking about registering, the same person that Laura is referring to, I'm referring to her as well because she said, Shanice, I wasn't coming to you for you to build me because I was already built.
That's
She was
good.
like, I needed you to help me take what I already had in place to the next level. I needed systems, I needed strategies, I needed the encouragement, I needed the accountability. And
Mhm.
that is actually what we're doing right now. And what Laura is referring to, the conference was in October. She didn't join my coaching program until last month. So I gave her enough for November, December, January, in February for her to implement, for her to continue to create. And then when God said yes, she joined the coaching program. So some people come and they get everything that they need. And then some people come and then they get what they need, but they want more of me. Doesn't matter. I just want you to come. I just want you to come. I was talking with someone gift that you've given me. You've provided me the platform. Now allow those who are truly not just saying it, but are willing to take action.
Right.
Allow those type of business owners to register. Not the ones that talk a good game,
Right.
not the ones that are going to this networking event, this party, this social, the ones that are like, look, this is what I want my livelihood to be. This is what legacy I'm getting ready to leave be like for my children and their children. And I refuse to allow it to continue to pass me by. The ones that are willing to take action, even in being afraid to take action. I'll never forget. Um, I when I was looking for a business coach, and oh my gosh, Laura knows this story. My first coach was great because I was already built. I just needed. I tell my clients, you're already the expert. You just need me to help you put it together. That's all I needed. So the first one, she was good, but she was more of a relationship coach. So she helped me with strategies and system, but really couldn't help me in the business arena. The next one was not good. And I'm just going to be the thing that you get with me. I am a real person. And you, like Laura said, what you see is what you get. She wasn't good. She wasn't compassionate. Our hearts didn't connect. Um, I, she didn't open in prayer. And that was important for me because I need my business to be blessed. And I want to know that my coach is praying over my business just like I pray over my clients. And I'll never forget, we were on a coaching call, and she said, when I tell you this, she was asking everyone what they do. And I shared what I did, which was very similar to what she did. So I shared it, and she said, no, don't share what I do, share what you do. And I sat there and I'm like, no, I am sharing with you what I do. At that moment, God said she's not the one. So then when one of my other girlfriends connected me to her coach, she's like, Shanice, She's the perfect person for you. Y'all going to fall in love. She is very strict in what she does, but she also flows with the spirit. And that's me. I'm going to keep you accountable and I'm going to hold you at your word, but I'm going to love you while you do it. So I called her, the woman that she suggested, and I'm like, what's she about to talk about? Because I was used to a bad experience. So I called her and we just got to talking, and she had been in Mary Kay before. She prayed with me. I'm like, whoa, Nelly, whoa. Okay, I'm liking her. And our conversation it was just like two girlfriends and like we knew each other. And God said she's the one. So he said she was the one, but I wasn't mentally ready. See, my coach before hadn't did that mental work with me.
Right.
So I got off the phone with her, did not register, was afraid of the number that she put out there for the investment. And I was just afraid because I knew that she was the one to get me there. Sometimes when it's like, oh my, I can be successful for real. So a month went past, and I'll never forget. I was sitting in the parking lot at my son's school, and God said, I told you she was the one. And if you're going to walk by faith and you say that you know the word, you say you're a Christian, you say that you believe that my word is true, then why haven't you walked by faith yet? So I was instantly convicted. I called her up and I said, listen, I don't have the full deposit. Can I pay you? This is true story for those of you listening. Can I pay you in increments? You don't have to put me in your program. I just want to pay you. Because see, my mind hadn't transitioned to abundance, high level thinking. I wasn't operating by the law of attraction yet. So can I pay you to get to the deposit? She said, for sure. I said, I'm not asking you to do something different. I'm not asking you to me in your program. I just want to get in your program. So whatever door that I need to take, whatever route, I'm willing to do it. As soon as and she allowed me to do it because she was led by the Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I made the deposit and literally God opened doors for me.
Right.
New coaching clients showed up. I mean, literally within a 2 month time span, I paid the whole deposit. And since I have been coaching with my coach, I have not gone without making the payment. My income has doubled. And I'm doing the same thing for my clients. And for those of you who are listening and watching, and you say that you love God, you say that you walk by faith, challenge him at his word. Because faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Walking by faith, not by sight. We want to see everything. But God says, when you walk by faith, I jump on the scene and I take over. So those of you who are listening, who are scared, who are nervous, who want to come to the conference, but you're like, the funds are not there to inbox me. You don't know what I'm willing to do until you ask. And I learned that from Laura. Laura is the person that will ask for, she drives us bananas. She will ask for anything because all someone can do is say yes or no. So if you're listening, if you're ready to transform, if you're ready to transition, if you know that God wants more for you, register, inbox me so I can share with you the promotion that's going on. I can give you the special code and we can get you registered.
It'll be so worth it. So worth it. I have to say this because something you said about the client that we were talking about just a few minutes ago. She said, I didn't need you to build me. And I love that because sometimes people show up at a conference and they want to be built. They want to have somebody mold them into the person that they believe that they should be. And that's not what it is. God's already given us everything that we need to be who we are. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. And so I love the fact that she said that, you said that, and there was something else that you said that I want to point out. And I know that everybody heard it, but this is the thing, it's no competition. It's no competition. You're a coach that wasn't that great. It wasn't a competition. As a coach, you want your clients to do even better than you, because that speaks to the pouring in, the win, win, and win. When you win, I win, and the world wins. So we don't have any competition going on. There's no competition amongst the group as well. And sometimes people, women in particular, may not want to come into a group of women. But I can tell you, from Mary Kay to this place, it has always been a safe place. And you can guarantee that it's going to be a safe place at that conference. So I love what you're sharing. I love having the opportunity to allow you to share who you are with the audience, because oftentimes they hear you just asking the questions and bringing out the information, and it's not hard to do, because there's even so much more, ladies and gentlemen that are listening, that we certainly can pull out here and that we can have her share. And Shanice, you come from a rich line, and a rich legacy.
Mm.
You mentioned your grandmother and your grandfather being married for 68 years. So you all can see why relationship is so important to her. We've had the privilege to meet your grandmother and to be in her presence, and she took my sunglasses.
Did not want to give them back.
I'm not arguing the point. If grandma said they were hers, they were hers. But she's such a beautiful spirit, and the prayers that we were able to pray over her, your grandfather's heart, and I truly do see where you get it from. You know, their
Mm,
home is so warm. The pictures that they have all over the place, the rich legacy that exists in your family has truly built you into the person that you are. And so, you all, if you all don't know Shanice M. Wise as her business name, and Shanice Spencer as a newlywed, having been married, how many months is it now, Shanice?
been since August.
August, you
Yeah, so
all.
August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, 7 months. Oh my gosh.
7 months. Wow.
Yeah.
And it,
It seems like we've been married for a
bless
very
your
long
heart.
time, because we've been together for, oh, I'm just being all transparent, right? We've been together for he's so much better than with the numbers than
Five
me.
years?
5 or 6 years.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah. Brandon. So it's been five because Brandon is 10. So it's been five. Yes.
Wow. Wow. And I literally can remember when Shanice and Stafford first started dating. And she brought him
Yay.
to Cleveland. And I had an opportunity to meet him and to watch your relationship develop, to watch him even transform. Y'all, he's a powerful man. And he is
Mhm.
truly a man of God. And he has special gifting and anointing on him as well. So when you put two anointings together like that and an anointed child, man,
Mm.
man, talk
Good.
about transforming. So not just transforming your profits, but transforming your life. And
Yeah.
that's what you do, and you use that platform to do it. So thank you for sharing what you've shared so far. If you want to take a moment and say anything about your family, I get the privilege of knowing Shanice and her mom and her aunt and all the people that she talked about, but give the audience a little insight to your family and that background as well.
So my family, my grandmother had 10 brothers and sisters. My granddaddy had seven. My grandfather, we have been having our family reunion every June, the fourth weekend in June. I don't plan anything because that's our family reunion. I'm actually the president. They had a nerve to make me president.
Imagine.
This year, it's over 100 years.
Wow.
So this year, oh Lord, they're gonna be mad at me. I can't remember how many years. My great grandmother, she died 2 weeks before she turned 102. Our It's been over 100 years that we have been going to the same location, and we all, my grandfather and his brothers grew up as like all his cousins grew up as brothers. My mom's family, like my mom and all her cousins grew up as brothers and sisters, and that's the same way. So a lot of people say, Shanice, you're always with your family. Those are my best friends.
Mhm.
I have best friends from when I was in middle school and high school. So you see me with them. It's a group of us who I love so much. They're all my best friends. And then I have my cousins who are my best friends, and my brother. I mean, that's my ace. That's my ace. And his wife is my sister. I never had a sister, so I was grateful for when the Lord blessed me with her to have a sister. Then I have y'all, like my relationships, and even my church family. I adore my pastor and my first lady. I adore them, and I just I love relationships. But going back, my family, 100 plus years strong. It's a lot of us. At one time, our reunion was about 350 people there.
Wow.
So it's a long legacy of love and compassion and valuing family, valuing relationships. And that is why if I'm in a relationship with you and you hurt me, I get hurt very deeply, because when I allow you in, you become literally a part of me. So my family is very close knit. Me and my mom, that's my homie. We many of you watching, if you've been to any of my workshops, any of my conferences, you've seen her. Um, oh, and you stated my grandparents 68 years. If my dad would still be living, they would be married, I think, 42 years.
Wow.
Yep. So I come from a family of marriage. That's why I was so devastated when I went through my first divorce, because I get marriage and I understand marriage, but God had different plans. My aunt and my uncle, they, I think it's like 45 years. My dad's brother and his wife, almost 50 years. Long life, long relationships. My cousin and her husband are celebrating 25 years today. So I just love relationships. I love people. I love being able to give what I have. I love being able to gift people. My clients will tell you I'm always sending them gifts in the mail when I'm thinking about them, their birthdays and Christmas, and just when I'm thinking about them and something pops up. So I love giving gifts. So that's why I said, for those of you listening, you have to click on the link in the description, because there's a special gift that's going to take you places just for listening. A special gift that's going to take you places. So I mean, that's who I am. God is still working on me. I'm still growing. My coaching firm is still developing. I'm still looking for those clients that need me.
Mhm.
I'm still my Red Lipstick podcast, my Red Lipstick Chronicles podcast. We're getting ready to go into season 3, um, which I love. It's My podcast is currently in, I think, 5 countries now. So it's definitely expanding. Laura is one of the guests from season. Laura was actually the first guest on season 1, episode 1. So you can check that out. You can find Red Lipstick Chronicles, Tips from the Lips of Successful Entrepreneurs. You can find it on iTunes, on Google Play, SoundCloud, a lot of different platforms. And yeah. Oh, and my coaching group, the Unstoppable Community, you can search for us on Facebook. It's under Branding, Marketing, and Selling Techniques. So you can find it there, or look for strategies, branding, marketing, and selling techniques. So it's there. I don't know, Laura, what else? And I am a sports
Wow.
mom. My child has me running all over, but I listen. Brandon Charles, he was named his dad. He's named after his dad, but then his middle name is my dad's name. And I wanted him to, because my dad was gone by the time Brandon was born, but I wanted Brandon to understand the name that he carried. So I say Brandon Charles when he's getting disciplined. I'm like, Brandon Charles,
No, you
and
don't
he
want to hear
stops.
that.
He don't want to hear that, because if my dad was alive, he'd be like, Brandon Charles, But I love him, and I love being a business owner, doing what I do, to be able to have the flexibility to be at all of his stuff.
Yes.
I'm at every basketball game, soccer game, school event. So just being able to run a business full time, earning amazing revenue, profits. I mean, it's afforded me an amazing lifestyle. So that is me. That is who I be. And I have a book called Activating Your Gifts. I am an author, and I'm actually in the midst of writing my next book. So that will be coming out before the end of the year. Whoo, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's, a lot of people don't know all of those things, though,
They
Shanice. And
don't know all of that. They don't know all of that.
great for you to unpack that in front of them. And you did say that you were a Marvels fan.
Marvels,
Girl,
superhero, what?
superhero.
I am a superhero fanatic. My entire family, we go to the movies. It's like 16 of us. Captain Marvel just came out, so we got to check that out this weekend. But I mean, we are Marvel, DC Legend, superhero fans. We think that we're superheroes. So that's my playtime. Playtime is traveling, being with my family and friends, going out to dinner, and going to the movies.
Yes, yes. And she is really serious about superhero names. She challenged all of us to come up with a superhero name. And of course, I bet you can't guess what her superhero name is. Unstoppable. You guessed it.
I wear that cape. I
Yes,
wear
she does. Yes, she does. And so then she's like, okay, well, if you're my friend, you have to have a superhero name as well. So my superhero name is the word goddess.
Y'all, she can put words together, and I'll be like, "How you do that?"
Girl, I tell you, I love conversations. I love conversations. And I love doing things like this where it's literally like we're in your living room and we're having a conversation with you and allowing your audience and allowing the listening world to see who you are beyond just the coach. That's really important. But all that comes out in the strategist that you see right there in Shanice is embodied in what she described to you in her life, in her family, in her legacy, in her heart, in her compassion, in what she does. And if you've yet to experience anything like a conference, or you've already experienced a conference, I still encourage you to come because I'm gonna tell you, this is gonna be unlike anything that you've seen. Shanice and I have had the privilege because we did start together in Mary Kay in our relationship, and it's even so much more beyond Mary Kay now. But we did conferences back then together, putting the conferences together back then. And when I tell you, God will always prepare you for where He wants you to go, not for where you are just sitting right now, but He's going to prepare you for where He wants you to go. I call them breadcrumbs. And I always say, don't despise small beginnings because those small beginnings are the very things that are going to serve you well when you are standing on the platform that God has called you for and God has called you to. So, Transform Your Profits is a piece of the playbook for your life because this is not just an event, it is a piece of the playbook for your life. So come not only transform your profits, come and transform your purpose, transform in prosperity, transform your mindset, and serve the way God has called you to serve. Because it's easy to pay small, but it takes a big person to say, I'm going to go get the support so I can play at the level that God has called me to play. Not playing fearful. And now, and I cannot say this, now, Shanice, you talk about this at the conference. It's not that fear is not going to show up. It's what do you do when it shows up? What do you do when it shows up? How do you knock it down? And when you've got iron sharpening iron, and it's like you're locked arms with superheroes, you feel like you can absolutely knock it down. So, March 29th and through the 31st in Columbus, Ohio, of course, Shanice leading, but you'll see me there as well. And you'll see me as part of a team to help you transform your life and transform your profits. So, Shanice, I'm honored to have spent this time with you this afternoon so that the audience can get to know you a little bit more. And I just pray that every now and again you drop some more snippets in there of your story because there's so much more that we can talk about. I've got like four things that I didn't even cover,
I
um,
know.
but they're going to come out. And guess what? When you join us at Transform Your Profits, you're going to feel and see those things as well because we draw on our experiences, we draw on our stories, and you're doing an amazing and a beautiful job in sharing your story, sharing your life, the transformations that have happened for you in your life. You're helping others do the very same thing. So I know you want to leave your listening audience with a gift and an
Yes,
opportunity for a gift. So let's
yes,
do that as we get ready to close.
yes. Please click on the link, and then you can also click on the link to learn more about the conference, watch the videos, and then inbox me. Inbox me no matter what platform we're on: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Y'all know I'm everywhere. So, and this video will be posted everywhere. So, inbox me, shoot me an email, info@shaniecemwise.com, info@shaniecemwise.com. And, there's a few spots available. Would love to see you there. Definitely. And Laura, I just want to say thank you for being who you are. And Laura is, unpacking your purpose. If you are in a place and you're watching right now, and because that's not my gift to unpack your purpose, that's Laura's gift.
Yes, it
If
is.
you are in a place where you're trying to figure out your purpose, you're trying to unpack it, connect with Laura. Her I'm tagging her into the description, so you can set up a discovery call with her, because she is amazing at helping you get clear on what it is that you really desire to do, no matter if it's running a business or if it's moving up in your career. She is great at unpacking your purpose. So make sure you connect with her as well. And to my audience and to everyone watching, know that I love you. I appreciate you for watching me, for attending my events. I appreciate your time, and just know that the best is still yet to come, because God is still doing some amazing work in me that I'm going to be able to share with all of you. So thank you all for joining us, and have an amazing God inspired day.